Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a mummy or parenting inspired video. So today we're going to be talking about something that I am so happy we have resolved, and that is ditching the dummy. So you see this little guy here? Bye. You see this little guy here? Yeah, you see him? See ya. Don't need you anymore. And I really am going to cut the top of this one off because dummies repulse me. I hate them so much, and I will give you a little bit of background as to why we started using them. We never used dummies with Tyler. We got advised by our health visitor to use them at one point because Tyler was mainly bottle fed to begin with on formula, and then I decided 3 days in when my milk came in that I was going to breastfeed. So I didn't really do to the breastfeeding, I just did bottle because I think we were doing a half and half a lot of the time because Tyler had already been on formula, so it was better to continue and then start the breast milk and just keep him half and half. So we did that, and he was just feeding all the time. Even when he was on the bottle, it was all the time. So to get him into a routine, especially when I started breastfeeding, my health visitor, which I have learned since having William is the wrong advice to do, advised me to get a dummy. Tyler never took to the dummy. He didn't like it. We tried for a week to get him to have it, to just wait a little bit longer for food, but instead we found that distracting him and finding other ways to keep him busy was better, so that got thrown away. Didn't even think about them again. When William came, the similar story, except for William was breastfed straight away. So breastfed babies tend to cluster feed when they need to, and little and often. I didn't really know very much of that because, again, with Tyler, I never really looked into or thought about breastfeeding. I was convinced I was going to bottle feed. With William, I knew I wanted to breastfeed. He was breastfed straight away after birth. We introduced bottles so I could express so my partner could feed as well, and so Tyler could have a go. And then we introduced formula about a month later. My biggest regret is giving William a dummy, because he took to it straight away, because it was always given to him after a feed, because again the health visitor advised it would help him to go longer in between feeds and he'd feel himself better. So he started having it. I hate dummies, I don't like them, I don't think babies should have things in their mouth all the time. I don't think that they help in vocalising or their teeth or anything like that. At 6 months I really wanted to get rid of it because William had his first tooth cut through at about 6.5, 7 months, and I told myself as soon as he had teeth they were going because they're no good for them. We tried, failed. He obviously wasn't ready, he wanted the dummy, so there's not a lot you can do if your child finds that as a comfort. And I'm not saying don't ever use dummies, this is just my personal opinion and experience with them. So when he turned 1, I was kind of adamant that I really wanted the dummy to be gone. And I will just point out, we have never used the dummy to keep William quiet, to stop him from talking, to stop him from whining, other than when he's having a nap or he really is in a grump. And it was more of a lifesaver in the car. It became a really bad habit that we would always make sure he had a dummy in the car, because he's not very good in the car. He doesn't sleep like Tyler used to. He wakes up the minute the car engine either stops, turns off, or we're just in traffic. So that was a big fear of mine, is to have him screaming in the car. Purely because you can't get to them when you're in the car. There's not very much room in the back of our car because we have the 2 boys. We don't have a huge car. So that was another big, what do we do? So I decided 2 weeks ago that the dummy was going. He was falling asleep on me and he didn't have his dummy. He did not have this horrible little blue thing stuck in his mouth with him sucking away on it. So I thought, okay. So the next day, I hadn't really given it a massive amount of thought. I just decided, you know what, it's going. I'm not even, this little guy here, yeah, you see him? You're not coming out the drawer, mister. So they just got put in a drawer and I forgot all about them. And he was a little bit grumpy, a few little minor meltdowns and little tantrums, toddler tantrums, but nothing major. William's going to be 13 months this month on the 17th. And I really do, he's almost got 9 teeth now and I really wanted them gone. And with him becoming 1, and he is starting to vocalise more, you can hear him trying to use words to for him to communicate with Tyler. He says mama. He can say dada, but he seems to only ever call us mama, both of us. So obviously want to work on that. He says hiya all the time, and he's just started to say bye-bye. So obviously he's trying to communicate, he's trying to use words. And if he's got a dummy in his mouth when he's upset or in bed, he can't vocalise with us because that dummy is that comforter. So I really didn't want to continue that anymore. I wanted him to find comfort in other ways and also learn to self-soothe himself. When we've tried to self-soothe in the past, which is something I did with Tyler, not everyone agrees with it because it means leaving your baby to cry for extended periods of time until they're used to learning they're okay to be alone. I personally agree with that method. We did it with Tyler, 5 minutes at a time. When he was okay with that, a little bit longer, and then he learned to just put himself to sleep. William played hell with us when we tried that method with him. 2 weeks, after 2 weeks I should say, he just wasn't having any of it. I spent 2 hours in his room one night, just next to his cot, not touching, not talking, just there as a comfort, and not even that was working, even with the dummy. So the dummy has caused a lot of issues for us. His sleep isn't great. By 3 months, I think Tyler was sleeping all the way through. William is 1 and he still doesn't sleep all the way through. Although since the dummy has gone bye-bye, William has started to sleep better. I really do think the dummy has had a massive impact on his sleep, because when it falls out their mouth, he wakes up because he doesn't know where it's gone. When it's gone missing in his cot and he can't find it himself, it's an issue. So yeah, it's gone, and I'm glad. It was basically a case of withdrawing it, getting rid of it, holding and comforting him in other ways when putting him for a nap. He has 2 naps in the day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. Sometimes he won't have the morning one, but he always has an afternoon nap, and then he goes to bed. So I'm really glad that he's now only having the bottle and then just sort of soothing himself to sleep on us, and then into his cot, and it's become a much smoother transition, and it has really helped with bedtimes and things like that, with issues like that. I would advise, if you can go without them, off personal experience, don't use them, because we have 2 boys, very similar. One had a dummy, one hasn't. Tyler, his sleeping was better. He learned to self-soothe himself quicker. He learned to play in his cot. When he woke up in the morning, he wouldn't just be crying straight away to get out. And since the dummy has gone, William has learnt to just stand and say hiya and shout for us, or even play in his cot, which is a first for him. William, when he woke up, without the dummy, he would scream, he would shout, he would be really upset almost instantly from waking up. So it's almost like he woke up in a bad mood every time because that dummy wasn't there. So I'm really, really pleased with his progress, and I would definitely advise anyone to try it. If it doesn't work straight away, don't give up. Try again in a few months like we have, and when they are ready, they're ready. But you really don't want to have a dummy past 1, in my opinion, because I can't stand toddlers having dummies in their mouth. I can't stand looking at a 2 or 3 year old and they've got that dummy in their mouth and they're talking to you through a dummy. Shall I talk to you through a dummy? Hi. Can I have a like for putting a dummy in my mouth and talking to you guys? It's just not, you can't communicate through them. You can't understand what I'm telling you guys. And give me a thumbs up if you couldn't understand me for putting a dummy in my mouth and showing you guys what it's like to communicate through one, because it's no good for your child to learn to pronounce words and talk to you with something in their mouth. So I really wanted that gone. I really wanted William to learn to communicate to us with words and not with crying or just pointing at a horrible piece of rubber and plastic that he wanted in his mouth. So yes, that is my 2 cents of the day. That is my little quick parenting video for you guys. I hope you liked it. Comment down below your experiences with dummies, your opinions. Obviously everyone's opinion isn't going to be the same as mine. Some people probably like them, some people probably think it's great for their kids to have them when they're 2 or 3, and that is your own personal opinion, and this is mine. So comment down below if you want. Just know I don't want any discussions going on that get overheated, or arguments between people. Everyone has their own opinion when parenting, everyone has different ways of doing it, and this is me sharing with you guys how we've just dealt with a dummy situation. So yeah, comment down below your experiences, comment down below if you'd like any other videos on parenting, any ideas, anything you want to hear that we've struggled with or you guys are struggling with and perhaps we've been through something similar. Please comment down below and share. And if there's other parents watching this, give advice to other people commenting as well. So yes, big thumbs up, don't forget to click the subscribe button, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye guys.